Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't have any children and I'm not expecting them anytime soon either. But one day, a man is gonna marry the queen. And after we court and I receive my 30 chickens and million acres and cows and trees and gardens and things, then I will bring life. So in preparation of that moment, over the years and as I've traveled, I have collected books and held on to certain books that I would want to be on my future kids' shelves. A lot of these books, could I order them on Amazon? Yeah, most of them probably. But it's more sentimental that a lot of them I've had for many years, and others I have gathered from certain places. So today I'm just gonna show you guys the books that have come with me everywhere, some of them for 20-ish years now, and others the past couple years. First book is the newest edition. This is Dear Little Gemini. Now, I don't know if any of my kids will be Geminis, but I am. So they'll get to learn about me. And Greer got me this, so that also makes it special. But I think I want to be able to teach my kids like everything. Well, obviously, everything that I can teach. But I don't want to limit them on what they can learn and only allow them to learn this. So I feel like introducing them to astrology and other different practices and way people learn and connect is something that I'm going to want to do. So there is another one of these floating around, but I have 3 of the Sugar Plum Ballerina books. These are by Whoopi Goldberg. Now, these were actually my copies. I remember getting these and saying, oh my gosh, Black Ballerinas chapter books series, I need to have them. So like I said, there are way more, but I've got 2 that I had when I was little and read, so I'll be passing these along as well. The Little Mermaid Against the Tide. So I think this is a YA book, but I also have like a picture book. My mom got me both of these when we found out that Ariel was going to be black. Again, representation in the media. So I got both of those books, and then my kids will be able to see a Black Little Mermaid growing up. I don't want to say instead of a white one, but in addition to a white one, they will be able to see both, which I think is really nice. Okay, this is a mythology book. It's called Mythology, Oh My Gods and Goddesses. This is kind of similar to my thought process with the astrology book. There are so many cultures, so many groups of people that have different beliefs, and I want to be able to share and expand on all of those, because if anything, I think we can learn from most people. I think I'd be doing them a disservice to only provide one way to understand the world, and that'd be the way that I know. So I want to provide them with different tools, and this might sound crazy, but mythology is one of them. So this was a TJ Maxx find, and you know that if you find something in TJ Maxx, you got to get it because it's not going to be there when you come back. This is I Affirm Me, the ABCs of Inspiration for Black Kids. And look how cute this is. H is for HBCU. It sounds crazy, but I don't think I had books like this growing up. I think they were coming out for sure. There were definitely, I remember, books about black kids and things like that, but not to the extent that these are, where the books are just about them. I think this is the page that sold me on this book. J is for Justice. I live my truth every day. I take action towards creating a just world. And then in her hair, she has like George Floyd, Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Sandra Brown. These are all people that I talk about daily in my research and think about daily in my research. So obviously that's going to be something it's important to me now, so it's gonna still be important to me then and pass on to them. I'm gonna want them to be able to understand what it means to be black in the US. There's a lot of good things that come with that, but the world has also made a lot of really bad things. I believe that you have to understand them, you have to know what they are in order to navigate the world. So that's not something that I'm gonna wanna shy away from. Well, I found the other Little Mermaid book. So this is Make a Splash. And you can tell this one is more of a picture book and illustrated. as opposed to this one, which is the chapter book, but I do have both. I've also never read either of these, so this will be their first time or my first time reading it with them. Stevie B Seahorse. I got this when I traveled to Florida for my first solo conference presenting my research. The authors were from that little small town in Florida, so I got a copy of this to not only remember the moment and be able to reflect back on that, but I just thought this was cute, and I used to be really obsessed with the idea that male seahorses have babies. So it felt like a 1-2 punch double combo. Hardworking Puppies. This might be one of the oldest books in the collection because I don't know how long this book existed before I stole it out of the library. 2006, I completed my summer reading list. You can see my name is listed there. Oh, I'm guessing that for the program, if you completed your list, you got to be in the book in the library. But in my head, 2006, I'm 6 years old, maybe even 5. That meant that this book now belongs to me, and it doesn't go back to the library. So since then, a new copy of Hardworking Puppies has been replaced in the library, again with my name in it, so I will live on. But I am in possession of the original copy. It's almost 20 years old, it will be next year, and I'll pass this along to my children. This might be the true relic of the collection, but these next books that I'm going to show you are pretty intense too. Now, this is where I did most of my collecting, and this is also arguably the ones that I could order. These are the ones that feel the most important to me. This, I'm not even holding all of them, but this is my Junie B Jones collection. Most of these are books that I read personally, and Junie B was the first female main character that I was like, I resonate with her. These are also probably my first time reading interconnected standalones, because that's definitely what you could call these. Junie B, and the B stands for Beatrice, had a different story each book. Funnily enough, I think I have multiples of a couple, which maybe I should do something about, but also it's just not pressing. Let's start with the hardcover ones I got. Out of these, this is the only one that is like from my original collection. Junie B First Grader Dumb Bunny, but I found Junie B First Grader Turkeys We've Loved and Eaten and other Thanksgiving stuff, and then Aloha Ha, so I got these to go in the collection. I'd also like to point out that Junie B Jones is getting a new face, and I don't like it, so even more reason for me to have these. Now, let's speed run the paperbacks that I have. 2 copies of Love's Handsome Warren, 1 Meanie Jim's birthday. No, 2 Meanie Jim's birthdays, but looks like one is this special foil and then the other is this cover. So they're gonna have special editions. Another First Grader Dumb Bunny. This one is paperback, so I guess if they're like me, they'll have to decide if they like paperbacks more or hardbacks more. But for her First Grader series, I've got Cheater Pants, Shipwreck, First Grader at Last. I vividly remember reading this for the first time. 2 copies of One Man Band, 2 copies of Boss of Lunch, and then Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, P.S. So Does May. For when my girl was in kindergarten, these are the books that I have. I feel like more books keep spawning out of nowhere, but these are still the First Grader books. I have 2 copies of Toothless Wonder, and then 1 Boo and I Mean It. I think that's all the first grade. Junie B is a party animal. It's Captain Field Day. Has a monster under the bed and some sneaky peeky spying. This was probably one of my favorites for sure. Is Almost a Flower Girl. Is a Graduation Girl. Has a peep in her pocket. Also remember this one being read to us. Junie B Jones is not a crook. Reading through all these titles, I know this is where some of my imagination came from. Smell Something Fishy, 2 copies of Mushy Gushy Valentine, and the Stupid Smelly Bus. This is the OG Junie B Jones, and look at the new cover. No, we want this over here. Lastly, Junie B and her big fat mouth. Some things to look for on the Cameron originals. You can maybe see that I wrote my entire government name on the spines. My first name on this part, just in case you forgot who it belonged to from the spine. I also did not play about returning my items. So I wrote my name in these and then my old phone number. It doesn't work anymore, so try to call it if you want. But old number and my name in all of these, because if I lost this book that was $3.99, you bet your bottom dollar I needed it returned to me ASAP. So like I said, kids are not on the docket anytime soon. But these are books that are part of my collection, so therefore part of my life. So I'm gonna share them with you guys. And just because I'm not having kids right now, kids are still in most of our lives. So maybe you needed some inspiration for the kids in your life to get them something for Christmas or the holidays or birthdays. Who knows? I do collect books now for them way less often than I used to. But like I said at the start of the video, these are the ones that have moved with me across country and have essentially been with me in every stage of my life. So call me sentimental, but I think it's going to be a really, really beautiful thing to see them in another stage of my life in the future as well. All right, that's what we've got for the video today, guys. I hope you have had a wonderful and amazing Saturday. I don't even know what the day it is. Yes, a wonderful and amazing Saturday. I have spent most of my day binge watching Denzel Washington movies because Netflix is gonna take them off soon. So I'm gonna get back to that. I am gonna go get my nails done. I'll show you the finished product tomorrow. I'm really indecisive about what I want. I would tell you, but I don't know, and I probably won't know until I get there. I'll show you the finished set tomorrow. Gonna get back to my movies, and I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas day 21. 21. I have to wrap my head around that. Okay, bye.